Good morning, Rangers. So, Mr. Meadham here on May 20. It's Wednesday morning. I'm going to start with a Inventor tutorial. So once you go through all the other drawings that we did the two-dimensional ones, and then we did the orthographics, and then we have some isometrics that we do after that, which start about here. Number 49 is your first isometric, 48 actually. And drawing 53 starts Inventor, so we're going to download a new program. So if you wanted to kind of jump on board with this, you can do that. Download Inventor from the same way we downloaded AutoCAD. Put that on your computer, and we're going to pick up here. So this is just the first drawing we're going to do. So I'm going to open up Inventor, and when it asks you for a new file, you're going to be able to come in here, and you're going to be able to pick a sheet metal file, a standard IPT, which is a part file, a bunch of parts as an assembly, and you can take an assembly or a part and bring it into a drawing. So we're going to start with a standard IPT. If you need to do a metric one, you're going to have to come up here, click on metric, and then you want to pick standard metric. Let's be a little bigger. Standard metric, mm per millimeters IPT. We're going to go back to English here, standard IPT, and create a new project. Now, what's different about Inventor is that, for one, the mouse zoom is backwards. It's going to drive you nuts for a little while. But the idea for Inventor is that you're going to sketch a full model rather than just drawing a bunch of lines. So you want to kind of sketch the shape, and then we'll throw dimensions on it, and then we make the model. Whereas AutoCAD, every line had to be a particular point. I'm going to go back to our picture here. And so we're looking at this one right here. All right, so we've got this object is 5 3/16 by 2 inches. I'm going to come back here, and we've got a couple options. We could draw it from the top and extrude down, kind of like Play-Doh factory shape. We could draw from the front and extrude back, or we could draw from the side and extrude to the left. I'm going to draw from I'm going to start with the bottom piece first, and I'm going to do that. So I'm 7/8 tall by 2 by 5 3/16. I'm going to come back here to AutoCAD or to Inventor. I'm going to start a new sketch. I've got 3 different planes to begin drawing on. I can draw on the front and back plane. If you look at the cube over here, this is my front plane, X and Y. Left and right plane would be our Y and YZ. See down here at the bottom, YZ. And this one would be the top and the bottom, which would be your XZ plane. So whatever plane you want to begin drawing on, you just pick on that. And you can pick on the back side of the plane if you wanted to come back over here and pick that one. Doesn't matter. We're going to draw from the front. So I want to pick the XY plane. And for this view cube to move, you just hold it down. I'm going to select the plane. It's going to square out my screen. And now I'm just going to draw a random rectangle. I can use my rectangle tool, or I could use my lines. And like I said, I'm not really caring about measurements right now. I'm just drawing a basic shape in general proportions of what I want. Now I come in and put my dimensions on it. So this is going to be 5 3/16. In Inventor, rather than use the minus sign, it will subtract the fraction. So you got to use the plus sign. And 3/16. And zoom way out because it was a lot bigger than our line. And so there's our line there. And then we were 7/8 of an inch tall. I can pick the top line and the bottom line, or I can pick the line itself and drag the dimensions out. And 7 divided by 8. All right, so now I have the basic shape of that front view, just the bottom part of it. So this rectangle down here. And now I'm going to extrude it back 2 inches. We're going to go back to the Inventor. We're going to finish the sketch, hit the green check, and go to extrude. I'm going to find our model went here. I double click my mouse wheel. All right, so now I can extrude front, back. I can split the difference in the middle. It doesn't really matter at this point because it's a pretty simple object. This one would allow me to do half forward, half backwards. I could come out like 1/4 of an inch and go back 1.7 inches. At this point, it's not that important, and so we're just going to go back. Go forward. I'm going to change that to 2 inches, and you can also drag the arrow. If you're kind of like pre-designing something, you can kind of just do it by eye. Or you can punch in the numbers here, go through, and then like that. So now I have a solid model of the bottom of that thing. All right, and so we'll go back into here, and now we got to put this little top cube on there, rectangular prism, whatever it is here. That's 1 1/4 in depth and 2 3/16, and it's going to come up a total of 2 1/4, and it's going to be 1.5 over. So I'm going to come back here and I'm going to sketch that on there. So I can sketch on the back of the object and extrude it forward. I can sketch on the top and extrude it up, which I think makes a little more sense for you guys learning here. So I'm going to go to the top, and so I go to Start Sketch, and when I pick Start Sketch, it's going to ask me where do I want to start drawing. I don't want to start drawing there, so I'm going to back up that train. And so we're going to get it so that I can see the top. I'm going to go to Sketch, pick the top surface, so I can pick front, side, front, left side, back, bottom. Wherever that green plane is where my new drawing surface plane is going to go. So whatever I extrude will be in the Z or coming out of that particular plane. So I'm going to grab my rectangle tool because it's easy. I'm going to hook it on the back side. Again, we're just sketching shapes, so I'm not trying to get it exactly the size right now. I'm going to grab my dimension tool now. This was 1 1/2, I think. I can check. 1 1/2 there. I need 2 3/16 here and 1 1/4 there. So we're going to still click on this guy. 2, remember plus 3 divided by 16. And this is 1.25 or 1 1/4. You can see that we're drawing on this plane, and now we're just going to pop that up in this Z-axis. I move this over. Actually, it's the Y-axis in this particular picture, but in that green direction, we're going to come up. Depending on which plane I selected, this will modify or change. So I'm going to finish the sketch, hit the green check, go to Extrude, and pick that surface. And now I need a total of 2 1/4. All right. And I've already got 7/8 up, so I need to subtract 7/8 from 2 1/4. So I can do the math here a minute. Right down here, 5 minus 0.875, which is the decimal equivalent. And that will give me 9. All right. That little feature bar. I'll come back over here. Edit feature. Feature. This can be used as a calculator. Also, say I put the wrong measurement in. I really wanted it to be 4 inches. I could add 4 inches to this and click OK. And I can come back and edit that. So that's edit the feature. If I did something wrong, I need to go back and check something. If my boss tells me I really wanted it bigger, I wanted that thing to be a little wider, I can go back to the sketch, edit the sketch, and I could change those measurements and I can modify that, and everything will continue to stay together and be buildable. All right, so our drawing is done, so I'm going to go to File, Save. I believe this one is called Stop Block. Stop Block here. So we're going to go Stop Block. Try to find this. This is my H drive, so hit Save. And now what I'm going to do is open up a title block. So I'm going to email you guys or put on Google Drive your title block. And so I already put mine in my H drive, so I'm going to go to Open. And there's 2 files in here. Lots of files, 2 that I'm looking for. FHC Standard and FHC Metric. So those are the 2 title blocks that I typically use. And so we're going to bring those in. Open up the standard one, because this is a standard measurement. And let's just open. Looks like I already did this one on this particular file before. And it'll allow me to bring in my stop block into this drawing. I'm going to go back to delete the model here so you can see what we're going to do here. And so now I have my title block. And Jack Manchesky from last year. Last fall. Anyway, so I'm going to go to the next thing I want to do is go to Base View. Base View, and I'm going to go and find my original object. So I just made this one, so it already remembers where I'm at. If I need to go search for it, I can come in here and look for stop block. Open it up. And if I come over here, I get a view of I got clicking too fast here. Face view. All right, so you see the view here. So if I don't like the view that I want, it's not my front view, even if it says a different name here, or whatever view I want to be the front, I want to show up this way, I can modify and I can spin it until I get the view that I want. So like I said, I don't really care what words say here. I want to make sure that I have the correct view in this location here. And so I'm going to spin around. So that actually is the front. I want to change the scale to 1:1, so full size. I'm going to drag this to kind of where the front view belongs. Then I'm going to come up here, top view, right side view, and isometric. Click OK. Drawings are done. And so I'm going to come back here. This isometric is too big, so I'm going to click on the red dots on the outside of it. Edit view. And I'm going to change that to 1:2. I'd also like to have hidden lines on that. So I'm going to click on here, turn on my hidden lines. Click OK. And now you can see the hidden lines showing up in the top block for the isometric. So I'll drag that in there. And we're not going to get too picky with how all these are located. We just kind of want to make them look nice. I don't want them like hugging each other or way up on top. Kind of like an even space here, here, and here. Even space here, here, and here. So this one's going to come over a little bit, but I'm not going to measure. Last thing is we're going to update the title block, which you're going to go to File, Hide Properties, and do Summary. You're going to put your name in here. Projects, top block, school, title block, date, put all that stuff in there. Fine. Okay. And it's going to update here. It's going to have a title block in here and everything that you need. And so you'll email this to me or do a screenshot and move on to the next one. That was kind of a lot, but I think you can stop, pause, go back, watch the video again, and get a grip of how we're doing that. The next drawing would be the anvil, which again is going to be really simple. Just drawing the front view, extruding that back 1 7/8. Pretty simple stuff. It's a little harder, so I started out with some pretty easy drawings. Let's go back in here and add a couple things. Let's see how let's go back. Say I wanted to put a hole in this thing, so I'm going to draw some kind of going off the book here. So I'm going to sketch on this surface, and I want to put a hole in the middle of that. And I'm going to grab my circle tool, put the whole circle in there, measure, and I want that 1 inch over. Up. I want to cut that through, so I'm going to go to extrude, hit this line, and now rather than add material down here, I'm going to go to cut material. So if I wanted to have this come out like a gun, then I could go to add, but I want to cut, so I'm going to cut. I'm going to cut through the whole thing, and click OK. Let's say I wanted to put a curve on the outside edge, I can go to fillet, and pick the corner, say I wanted to do a 0.5 radius on the end, this edge, this edge, and line, okay, and I can put my fillet on there. Say I wanted to add a curve to the top of this thing, so I go to sketch, click on the front, go to circle, over, down the line, over. Trim is a little different here. I'm going to grab trim. I'm just going to left click and slash through things that I don't want. Finish the sketch. Kind of see what I got there. I want to go extrude and pick the surface. If I remember how deep that is, it was 1 1/4. I can put that on there. I can also go to next, which is one of these options here. And I'm just going to go to 2, pick the back surface. I'm just going to go from the front to the back. And what else do we do? So I'm going to cut off the back corner here. So I'm going to go to sketch, top here. And I'm going to cut a notch out of here. I'm going to draw a rectangle in there. Finish sketch, extrude. Again, I want to cut material. I'm going to go through all. And I'm going to make a new operations for this particular item. This should be enough to get you going for a little while. If you have questions, or you will have questions, shoot me an email. I can do some more videos and show you the next steps in this. The cool thing about Inventor now is that I made all these changes in my model. I come back to my title block, they all update with it. And so it stays tied to your model. If the boss changes something, the model changes as well. It also puts in all the hidden lines, which is nice. You do your center lines. I'm going to come over here to annotate. There's a tool right here called centerline bisector. I'll just pick here and here, here and here, and center mark in this view. That's way too much for today, so I'm going to stop there, let you guys kind of soak that in and figure that out. So anyway, have a great Wednesday, and we'll see you guys next Monday. Peace out.